Our coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial continues. He's the Illinois teenager facing life in prison if a jury convicts him of shooting 3 protesters, killing 2 during the Kenosha unrest that followed the police shooting of Jacob Blake. 12 News' legal analyst Dan Adams joining us again this morning. And Dan, the prosecution requested to remove a juror after yesterday's proceedings wrapped up. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of that conversation.
You had advised us earlier today of an issue with regard to juror number 7 and a joke he attempted to tell to a deputy after court yesterday.
Well, that was what was reported to me, and I haven't heard the juror's side of it.
Okay. I believe that it would be appropriate for the state to move to strike that juror for cause.
So, Dan, is this more about the action of telling a joke or the type of joke? I mean, what kind of conversation would be had this morning?
Well, you have to remember that, it would be easy to devise the system of criminal justice where we had lawyers and judges and prosecutors all make the ultimate decision. But our founders, in their wisdom, decided that 12 people basically taken off of the street without any experience would be the best people to sit in judgment of their peers. The flip side of that is sometimes jurors don't really know the norms of a courtroom. They don't know how to act entirely. In terms of what the joke was, I guess we're going to have to see. I think it would, if it were a knock-knock joke, I don't know that the prosecution would be upset about it. There must have been some topic matter that was inappropriate to get the attention of the prosecution.
And like the judge said, he would be reviewing that as soon as the court resumes later on this morning. Now, we do want to take a closer look here at the newly released video of the shooting.
Oh, we got a gun, baby. Ooh, they shoot. Ooh.
Now, is this video beneficial for either side here during this trial? What do you think?
Well, certainly the state is putting in all of the evidence that they can, and there is just a ton of video evidence. So I think they're methodically putting it all in, different vantage points. Listening to the testimony, I don't know that it helps either side. Again, a lot of what's happening in this case isn't in dispute. The ultimate issue is whether Kyle Rittenhouse acted reasonably under the circumstances. And I think by the end of this trial, the jurors are going to have all of the circumstances documented to them in video.
And Dan, last question I have for you. How do you feel about the witnesses that have taken the stand so far? We've heard very impactful testimony from many people.
I think the citizen witnesses have been very good. They've obviously been thinking about this controversy for some time. They've probably gone over the facts with the prosecution in some trial preparation sessions. And I think some of them are naturally charismatic people. The police officer witnesses were fine as well. But at this point, it's too early to draw any conclusions about who's winning, who's losing this trial.